Hello and welcome to my replay viewers. Remember, I love to get hearts from you, so tap that screen and show me that you love me. All right, let me turn this. Yay! Hi everybody, I saw Sarah, Megan, Carrie Jo, Amber. I saw you guys jump in with me. Hi and welcome. Thank you so much for the hearts already. I appreciate that. Hi sweetheart, I see you. Welcome to everybody that's joining us. Today is Friday Funness and that makes me happy because instead of just doing SheScopes, I like to add another segment. That is always fun. Hey. Hi Dawn. Hey Stacy. Thank you so much for joining us. I am super hoping that everybody that is here, as soon as we get to the authenticity part, I really want to hear your input. So let me just say, welcome to SheScopes. I'm so glad that you're here. I hope that you are having a wonderful Friday and that you are ready for the weekend. Remember that you can, yes, I want to. Amber, hey, really quick for everybody on here, Amber is going to be out at Redefined in Grapevine with the vinyl taps. It's going to be a really fun thing. I know my friend Tiffany and I were talking about if we might be able to make it 6:30 p.m. Okay, so make sure you check it. You can follow her and probably get more details from her through Twitter if you have specific questions. All right, remember that you can follow directly from here by swiping up on Android or from left to right on iOS, and my name will pop up and you can follow me right from there if you want to. Amber. And if you are viewing on the web, be sure to download the app so that you can, Jason, he's like, only if you take the kids. Yeah, it's been a day. It's been a day. Do you hear the silence? This doesn't happen very often, y'all. But yes, it's quiet here. Let's see, I think that's all the business. If you're watching this on replay or on YouTube and you want to add your voice to the conversation, you can tweet to me at LuxInTheRef or there in the comment section on YouTube. I love getting feedback and comments and all of that. Okay, so remember that those hearts that you send both live and on replay, tap, tappity, tap, those are like little love letters of affirmation. They just tell me that maybe I said something that you like, or you like SheScopes, or, oh, thank you so much. It's like falling apart, but I try. Amber likes my braids. I liked them a lot better before I cut off like 10 inches of my hair, but I'm growing it out. So yes, I can see you when you send hearts to me. My friends, like I see your name and I can see that you sent hearts. That means so much to me. I really just thank you for taking the time to do that. So let's start with the SheScopes challenge. There's one day left. Tomorrow we get a new one and I'm super excited about it because it's gonna be really fun and I cannot wait to hear your answers for the SheScopes challenge for next week. But there's one day left and there's even a little giveaway going. If you go to my Facebook page or my Twitter, you can see about that. So let's go to our first segment, Scope Like a Pro. Okay, so here are 4 tips to get the most out of Periscope, whether you are a broadcaster or a viewer. First, I'm gonna speak to the other broadcasters out here because I see a lot of people jumping on and there's one thing that you can do that will help you to get the very best experience out of Periscope. Are you ready? Let me have a thumbs up if you're ready for my number 1 thing that you can do as a broadcaster to get the most out of Periscope. Amber's like, tell me. Well, you already do it, Amber, so yours is just gonna be validation. You already do this. All right, I see lots of thumbs upsies. Here's what you can do as a broadcaster that is the most important thing. It is more important than your content. It's more important than your ability to speak well. It's more important than any of the logistics of starting your feed. It's more important than your thumbnail. It's more important than how you look. This is the number 1 thing. Are you ready? It is interacting with the people on your live feed, okay? The number 1 thing that will help you to get the most out of Periscope and will help your Periscopes to be the most valuable to other people is you interacting with them. Okay, I know comments start flying and it gets overwhelming, but remember, if people wanted to just watch you talk and they didn't want to interact with you, they would go to YouTube. Okay, this isn't a one-way conversation between you and your phone, although I do tell my kids, like, hey, I'm talking to the people that live in my phone right now. It's because I'm talking about you, not myself. Conversations with myself, believe it or not, they're just not that fascinating. and I don't get anything out of it, but talking to you guys, I get a lot out of it. Let's see. Let me make sure. Yes, you don't have to be perfect. The most important thing is talking to your people, right, Carrie? Isn't it fun when you send a comment through to a broadcaster and they respond to you? They can't do it every time, but the most important thing that you can do is try to engage your people. Thank them when they participate, respond to them, let them help. If we're having a conversation, somebody will throw a comment in. Sometimes we'll go a totally different direction based on that comment. That is what is amazing about Periscope. It is the interaction. It's a two-way conversation. Then a superficial fun tip, which is number 2, is use emojis in your title. Okay, they work, they're cute, they draw attention, and they're fun when you're scrolling through a list to see them. So go ahead and use them. Don't be afraid to throw them in there. Thank you for all the hearts. So tip number 1 for a broadcaster, interact with your audience. Tip number 2, use emojis in your title. All right, now 2 tips for being a viewer. Getting the most out of your experience on Periscope as a viewer. The number 1 tip that I can offer you is the same as for the broadcasters. Interact. Send comments through. Tap, tap, tap for hearts. Your hearts tell your broadcaster when you like something. When the hearts cease, you're also communicating. Yes, Sarah's beating us. She's always like in a competition to give me the most hearts. What you do is you are making your thoughts known. Yeah, see? Talk to each other. You can hit somebody's comment. Hi, Coda. Everybody give hearts for Coda. He tuned in. Look at all that. Your hearts that you send through are the most effective way of telling a broadcaster they're doing well. And then when they slow down to a stop, we know to move on, okay? If we see your name on replay or live and nothing, that communicates too. And maybe that's what you want to communicate, that you're not digging this content. Just know what you're communicating and do it intentionally. That is one of the amazing things about Periscope, is that you get to talk to me and tell me if you like it or if you don't. So let's see. Interact and communicate with hearts. Also, communicate via Twitter, send comments in there, jump in, make this. Oh, well, Carrie Jo, I don't think it was you. What you were doing is you were broadcasting what was going on at Pink. Like, maybe they didn't understand what it was. Maybe they saw Pink and they thought it was going to be like Pink the singer. Like, who knows? That's totally not on you. And you couldn't just like talk. Hi, Janelle. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Kristen. Hey. So don't worry about that. When it comes to broadcasting a concert or an event or something, it's not really on you to entertain people. You're really doing them a favor by opening up their world for a second. Okay. So if they can't appreciate it, that's on them. This is more for like connection scopes. Does that make sense? Does that help at all? Because I was watching a couple scopes from Pink and I loved getting to take a peek at it and see that. Hey, Amber, you were at Pink in Frisco, right? Oh good, I'm glad that helped. I love behind the scenes stuff. So just so you know, from me to you, whenever you scope from the green room, even if people are like rolling their eyes and they're like, Amber has her camera out again, like the other musicians and stuff, we love getting a peek at stuff we could never see. Mom is driving. All right, way to go, Coda. Thanks for manning the phone for her. Hey, Kendra, I'm so glad you're here with us while you do that. Okay, so that was, yes, they usually roll their eyes, Amber, but I love getting a peek at what goes on behind the scenes at Gateway, and I see it all the time. So I think it's even cooler for people that are not going to have access to go back and say hi to you guys in the green room. Like, it must be that much cooler. Yes, Kristen, Amber's on here, so it's easy to find her. And then, see, look at that. Everybody likes plug them out of their head, kill Bill. Yes. Or what is that other one? Being John Malkovich. Okay. That's so fun. I love that. I love getting to see something like that. Like, those are some of my favorite scopes. Look at all the connection happening. That makes my heart happy. Wait, which side is my heart? My heart's on this side. Okay, it's reversing it for you. I do actually know which side of my chest my heart is on, but it flips me for you. So when I go like this and I'm saying tap, 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 tap for hearts, and you see the hearts coming up, for me, I'm tapping on the non-heart side of it. But anyways, okay, I digress as per usual. Gosh, we have such a great crowd on here. Are you guys ready to actually jump in and give thoughts on authenticity and all that? Is everybody ready for this? Because I'm super excited. Send me a thumbs up, see if you're ready for this, while I do the recap from what we've talked about. Earlier in the week, we just talked about authenticity, vulnerability, kind of our sort of loose definitions of that, and got some thoughts. Yay, Sarah's ready about that. Then the next day, we did that. See, that was Tuesday. Then Wednesday, we talked about the first 3 points on things that I think are true about authenticity, vulnerability, and social media. And when those three things collide, that's when I believe we get the whole living out loud thing. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. You can be quietly authentic, and it is just as valuable. For the sake of this conversation, I'm talking about when it is presented to the world. And if that's part of who you are, things that I have learned and know, and yeah, thoughts, deep thoughts I have. So, oh yay, which part was good, Sarah? I'm glad you like that. If you're a gateway, yes, that's a great idea. If you are a gateway scoper, and you want to be followed and connect with other people, go ahead and put a heart of any color in a comment and send it through. Then you guys, did you know you can do this on replay too? If you come back, you can click on those comments, even if it's happening too fast for you to do right now, and you can follow them all right there. Okay? And then remember, if you are ever talking about scoping, yes, so important. Just to digress, Amber, I think that is one of the things that you and some of our other worship leaders do so well, is when you are authentic and you can feel that the performance has left the building and there's something real happening. You guys usher us in a whole new way, and I love that about you. And I won't point out other people because I don't want to leave anybody out, but there are some of you that just do that really, really well. So yeah. Jumping back on, yes, see, she pulled somebody out, Jill Brewer, amazing. Okay, so when you share about Periscope and that you're connecting and that it's awesome, I would love if you tell people about me, because I'm trying to help connect all y'all. Okay, let's see. So, our recap, we had wise counsel. All of this is on YouTube. On the SheScopes channel, you can go and watch what I'm talking about now, because we're not going to actually dive into these three because we already did that. Wise counsel, why we need it, what we should do to get it, and different ways to look at that. 2, we can be wrong. We can be authentically wrong. Being authentic, that's awesome. Being authentic and living out loud does not grant infallibility, okay? Very important thing for us to keep in mind. 3, know who your people are and who your people aren't, okay? All of those things are on YouTube. You can go back and see them. So I'm going to do what I did last time and jump into the deep point first, because I know sometimes people have to bail. So we have 2 easy ones, but the first one that I am most excited about, send me some hearts if you want to hear the first point, the one that has been ruminating and growing in my heart over the last 2 years. And that is, yay, look at all those hearts. Okay, the number 1 point for today is make space for the sacred, okay? It's not just okay and allowed, it is good and healthy to have boundaries and to hold some parts of yourself back even as you're living out loud. Let me explain what I mean. I think sometimes, whatever, Megan's go away, Tiff, as if we don't love each other passionately. A lot of times we think that if we are trying to be authentic and live out loud, that means we have to share everything so much, Megan, that we have to share everything. And that is just not true. And I think it's part of what scares people away. They think that if they're not being real about everything, somehow they're not being real. And that is not true. If you go back and you look at the Bible, you will see all throughout the Old Testament and into the New Testament, there is example after example of where God tells them to set up a sacred space. So thank you, Tiff. I'm glad you like that. Thanks, Kara. Y'all, yeah, that helps me. I'm like, okay, I'm not off in left field. I was reading in Ezekiel, and they had some land, and they were setting it up, and God directed a certain amount of it to be held back as sacred land. Inside the temple, there were spaces that were sacred and set apart. Our bodies, there are parts of us that are sacred and set apart. Yes, build an altar. There are these places that are designated places where something is sacred. This is not the same thing as hiding. This is setting boundaries and saying that what's within it is too valuable to be made common. Anytime there's a repeating, yes, saved as intimate. That is exactly it, Kendra. So when we have a repeating pattern, we know that it's important and we need to pay attention to it. And so we can see across all different areas, from our hearts to our bodies to the things we interact with in the world, God repeatedly made space for the sacred. So that means maybe we should consider doing the same. So if you know me on social media, and maybe you don't know me in real life, because there are people here that you don't know me in real life. You just know me through Facebook, through Periscope, through Twitter. You know me really well. Like, this is really me. Like, if you're my friend and on, let's see, just like in the, yes, exactly, Kristen. So we need that in our life too. I'm about to illustrate that exact thing from larger to smaller and how it looks in our life. So if you're my friend and you know me in real life really well, send me some hearts if you would agree with me that who I seem to be is probably pretty in line with who I am. I might clean up my language just a little bit and make fewer slips publicly, but other than that, this is really me. Tiffany's, okay, so hopefully this is really true, but you can really know me. You really know what I like, what I don't like. You really know how I talk. You know the inflections of my voice. If you watch these Periscopes or something. Yes, this is all me, all cilantro, okay? So you do really know me. However, you will never know me as deeply and intimately as my best friends. I have a group of best friends, and they have seen me break down and weep. They have seen me question myself. They have seen me happier and goofier and dumber than anybody on social media will ever have the privilege of seeing. Does that make sense? So it's gone from all of me to a smaller, tighter, like these people, they know the parts of me that are held in reserve from the rest of the world. Coming in again, my family, the people that live with me day in and day out, that breathe the same air that I breathe every day. These people, squad goals. Yes, Megan, move here. Move here. Mitch, bring her here. They know me and they see me even more intimately, my children, my husband, my parents, than even my best friends. Because there are pieces of me that even my very best friends, they won't end up seeing. And then bring it in even tighter. And there are parts of my heart, there are parts of my soul, there are dreams and hopes and special little things that are held back. My body is held back. All different parts of me exactly for my husband. No, not my family, not my friends, and the rest of the world will never know me like he knows me. And that's not hiding, that's appropriate, that's good boundaries, that's healthy. Okay, so in the same way, we have to hold things sacred. Then on the inside, there are small things that are so precious, sacred, like I can't even breathe them aloud. Dreams in my heart that probably only God even knows. Okay, so it comes all the way in. This isn't a lack of authenticity. This is an understanding of the sacred. And so I want to give you permission. If you are somebody that is trying to live out loud, it is okay. Okay, so we have talked about the sacred and holding some things back. And it's not just okay, it's good. Okay, it's not a lack of authenticity. Then let's talk about another reason why you might hold some things back. Maybe it's not your story to tell yet. Sometimes we can be in the midst of something and what we're learning and observing from it is really true and we would totally share, but maybe it's not the time and place yet. Maybe it needs to wait. So that is one thought. I have seen it happen in my time in publishing. Yes, it's a constant tightrope walk, isn't it, Kristen? It is really hard sometimes to walk that line. Really being connected to the Holy Spirit is the only way we're going to navigate that. And you know what? Just like point number 2 from the first time, sometimes we're going to get it wrong. But the beautiful thing is that there's grace to cover that. There you go. Social media. It's tricky and it's beautiful and it's fun and hard. Another reason to hold something back is if it's like a little baby thought, a little baby dream, a little baby something that just like a plant when it's growing, you can't stick it out in the hot sun because it can't handle it yet. Sometimes there are things that are growing inside of you that can't be exposed to the elements just yet. And it's okay to hold those things back until they grow up and they're ready. Does that make sense? Is that like kind of jiving with anybody? I feel like I'm like slouching and getting like not. Okay, good. All right, yay. Okay, so all of these different circles, all of these reasons why we might hold something back are super healthy and good, and they are not being fake. Don't buy into the lie and don't let anybody or anything whisper to you that because you don't throw it all out there all the time that you're not living authentically. You may be living with great wisdom. Okay? So, yay. Now let's go to something that's like less intense and easier for me to talk about. Sacred was hard. Like that was deep stuff. Give me a thumbs up or send me something in the comment box if you are ready for point number 2. Yeah, Kristen's like, I'm ready to lighten it up too. You ready for lighter, y'all? Ready? This one should be fun. Okay, so point number 2, since Kristen said yes. Point number 2, people. Yay, Sarah says yes. Janelle says yes. Thumbs upsies. You guys can tell that I haven't updated my phone yet because I have alien faces. When I update my phone, all your emojis will actually come through appropriately. Sorry. Okay, so here's point number 2, and this one is hard for me to deal with. It's actually harder for me to deal with than people not liking me. You ready? When you are living out loud, people will misunderstand you. This makes me crazy. If you want to not like me because I'm just not your thing, I'm totally okay with that. But it makes me insane on the inside when I'm like, no, you totally missed it. You missed it. You don't get it. However, sometimes going back and trying to clarify will just dig it deeper and it will come across as argumentative. Sorry, I'm trying to like fix my hair. It's not being happy. As argumentative and aggressive or unpleasant when really you're just like, please understand. It's okay if you want to not like it, but please get it first. Sometimes we don't get to do that. Sometimes we have to accept being misunderstood. I honestly liken it to when you pet a cat the wrong way and it shoves the fur. Like that makes me insane. But if you know from the get-go that sometimes people will misunderstand you and you accept that, then sometimes, oh, share that. The best thing I've ever heard, says Megan, is that you can be the sweetest peach in the world and I know she's typing it, there will always be someone who doesn't like peaches. This is so true. This is so true. And when you know and accept that from the beginning, then it's easier to handle. Megan, you is so smart. Yes, cilantro. That is exactly it. Then maybe you'll be able to like not go crazy when it happens. Yes, Janelle, having grace for other people. Sometimes it's worthwhile to go back and clarify, and sometimes you have to just leave it alone. Okay? Sometimes they're going to form an opinion based on a misconception of what you said or what you're about. It will make you crazy, but sometimes you got to let it go. Okay? So that's point number 2. Point number 1, make space for the sacred. It is okay to hold something back. It is not just okay. It is advisable and healthy. Point number 2, sometimes you're going to be misunderstood. Point number 3, are we ready for point number 3? Let me see some tapsies if you guys are ready for number 3. This is just how I keep you engaged and how I don't feel alone. Yeah, I see little hearts floating up and away. Okay, number 3, this is practical. And not deep at all. Oh, look at all those. They're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. Okay, don't get sucked into playback. And the reason I share this is because this is really easy to have happen to me. Now, I used playback because this is Periscope, but this is true. This was equally true. Hi, Brandy. Thanks for joining us. This was equally true when I was writing. And I would go back and I would want to reread it 10 billion times, look for every single little mistake, correct anything that maybe wasn't perfect. The result, though, was a level of self-analyzing that is paralyzing. This is especially true. Like right now, I could focus on the fact that I said especially instead of especially true with video. Do not go back and overanalyze yourself. Don't pick yourself apart. Let your raw and real be real, and don't over critique yourself. I do go back and I'll let myself watch stuff. See, Kristen's like, yes, this is true. I will look for the ebbs and flows of hearts. This tells me when I'm on and when I'm off. Or sometimes there'll be a silence, and I think it's because people are engaging, or they're listening, or they're thinking. I think this is true. Somebody can let me know if that is true. That sometimes, like, the tapping stops because people are coming in with you, okay? Okay, it is true. Because I think I've done this on Scopes. Let's see. I'm going to look at my notes. Be it on Periscope, Facebook like stalking. Have you ever done this? Do you post something and then you keep checking back, like how many people have liked it? How many people have liked it? How many people have liked it? Habitual blog rereading, heart counting, or whatever form of overanalyzing is, stop it right now. Nothing good will come of it. I know it's impossible, but really we have to try. Because here's the truth. People follow you, or they watch you, or they read your words because you're offering something of value to them. Whether it's lighthearted entertainment, camaraderie, hangouts, or deep content, they're there because they like you and they want to connect with you. You need to let yourself know that and own that, okay? Don't pick yourself apart, okay? I do go back. I'll look for how many times I say try to improve. Yes, exactly. That is so good, Kristen. Except for business stuff. Analyze to see what works, but not for emotional attachment or for feeding anything on the inside or picking yourself apart, okay? So that is not helpful. If it becomes a repeat action, then maybe look at what your reasons for doing it are. Because if they really are improvement and business, oh, thank you. Look at when people quote something I say, I'm like, did that really just happen? It's exciting. Okay, so those are the main 3 points for today. They are make space for this. Yes, we all do. There is some perfectionism that goes really deep inside of us, I think. And when we have allowed ourselves to be raw and unedited, like in Periscope or on a Facebook post or an Instagram post, and you've just been the real you. Maybe it's not filtered. Maybe it's not refined. And sometimes that's hard to deal with, even though it's what we meant to do in the first place. Just gets kind of hard. So make space for the sacred. Know that people will misunderstand you and pre-deal with that. And 3, don't get sucked into playback. So that is my SheScopes for today. Yes. So important and so hard, you know, because I am a bit of a slob naturally, and because I don't look like your typical type A perfectionist, I think I disregarded where elements of perfectionism were still holding me captive, because it didn't look like what I think of as a perfectionist, you know, the straight A student or the overachiever. Perfectionism takes on different slants, look at that. It's driving me nuts, y'all. Yes. So that was good. So that ends our official SheScopes for the day. Does anybody have any fun stuff they're doing this weekend or tonight? I know Amber's going to be at the, it's like applause. It's like, yay for SheScopes. It's over. Is anybody up to anything fun this weekend? Anybody do anything? Double wedding weekend. So is it Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Are you on your own? Is Mitch helping you? Do you have somebody carrying the heavy things? Take care, baby. Tell me all the things. That's going to be exciting, though. So that's fun. Saturday, Sunday, good. Mitch will be with you. You guys, Megan Vaughn is an amazing photographer, and she has a super cute scope up. You should go check it out. Good Knit Kisses. Double birthday party Sunday, Saturday. Ooh, Saturday, new hair. Feeding you food. feeding you food. That's awesome. Are you doing the same color, Kristen, or are you doing anything new? I need to go get my roots done. Look at you guys. Oh my gosh. It's just so expensive. More vibrant red. That'll be fun. Hey, are you auditioning for Truthical? Are you gonna do that? You gonna do that? Kristen and I met. Oh, you're not either? I want to so bad. Morgan is. That's awesome. Kristen and I actually met. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we met through Gateway Productions. I used to do dance stuff there. Oh, how fun. Yes, it is how we met then. We've known each other for so long. Sometimes I assign random meetings to people. You guys, that's driving me nuts. And then it turns out that's not actually how we met. It's just how I remember. Old South Lake Building. Gosh, which one was it? Was it Merry Christmas to Me that we met? Or was it one of the earlier ones I did? I think it was Merry Christmas to Me. Can't remember. Do you remember the Target song from that? Christmas Carol. Okay, so that was the one after. That's right. That is right. Does anybody remember the Target song from Kavanaugh and Ryan? That was funny. It was really good. I bet it's on YouTube. Bet we could find it. Bet we could play it. Target song. Can't remember it, but I remember that I loved it. That's all I remember. We're going to need to call. You know who should be on Periscope? Kavanaugh should be on Periscope. He really should. He should not be limited to 15 seconds on Instagram. He's ignoring me when I tell him that. We need to make a clamor. Be like, dude, get yourself there. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. He made a fan page? I need to find them. I need to find it. Oh my gosh. Not only is he hilarious, Sarah, he's one of the sweetest guys that I know. He used to carry Josh around on his lap with him, like, everywhere. Like, it was so sweet. The two of them would hang out all the time. So that is it for today. I will be back tomorrow, mostly just with the challenge, which is going to be super fun. And I'm hoping that everybody that didn't jump in with their 5 things about you now, 5 things about you then, will do it today or tomorrow morning before I announce the new one. Sarah Razzo, I'm talking to you. Tiffany Wills, I'm talking to you. Why sad face? Why sad face? Why sad face, Kristen? I don't know what that's for. You didn't do it. Well, you still have time. Do it now. Do it right now. Right when this ends, you can jump on and you can do it. You can. And then I will start the new challenge tomorrow, and it's going to be super fun. It's going to be really super light and fluffy and kind of short. Bah! Do it. Peer pressure. Did you see the scope where my children melted down? Have you seen the fact that, like, my kids come out and ask for hearts, like, every time? You didn't? Oh, it's on the YouTube channel. It's called An Idea Turned Disaster. It's short and humiliating, but it's real. I didn't delete it. I resisted the urge to delete, but it was difficult. I'm sure my husband would have preferred that I deleted it. Does not show any of us in the best light. Oh, and then if you go and you look at my challenge video where I tell the puppet story, at the end, I sound like the worst and meanest mom ever because I was so done. I was like, lock myself in the pantry, eat chocolate, and drink mommy water, kind of done. And I was trying to finish it up, and they wouldn't stop coming out, and I was just like, So that was awesome. All right. Oh, Sarah, that's not fair. It's brilliant, but that's not fair. You know he's never going to do one. You know he isn't. Were you giving yourself hearts for being brilliant right there? Is that what that was? You're like, I'm awesome. I got out of it forever. All right. Well, remember to share me with your followers so that we can all find each other and connect. You can swipe up or swipe over, and if you're not following me, you can follow me right there, or you can push share to followers and they'll get all of this awesomeness. And thank you, Kristen, that was so awesome of you. And it will just help us all connect, and then this video will show up in their list for the next 24 hours. So that's pretty cool. That's why it's one of the best compliments you can give any scoper is to share them. And I told you, she took the nap.
Can you get purple?
Purple hearts? Those are for Miss Sarah.
Me.
Yeah, are they for you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Can you close your eyes and see if any of it... Oh, look at all those hearts for you. Close your eyes, see if any of your mermaid makeup is still there. No, it's all gone. She had on sparkly teal. I don't know if you can tell, but I have a little bit of cute teal. Oh, look at, everybody says hi. Look at pink. Oh, those are for Miss Kristen. Let's see, who's yellow? Is that Megan? Is that you, Megan?
Yeah.
Aww.
Purple hearts for me.
Yep, for you. All right, can you tell everybody bye with me?
Bye-bye.
Oh, look at the flowers. Can you say thank you? That's so pretty.
Thank you, that's so pretty.
Aw. All right, we'll see you all tomorrow. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Mwah.
Hello.